The next parameter of 3D viewing with respect to coordinate is normal vector. So what is a normal vector? I can see normal vector is nothing but a direction which is actually perpendicular to the view plane. Check out in the diagram, if there are three different axes represented here, that is x, y, as well as z. Normal vector, I told the direction, right? Represented here. If I specify some direction with respect to the normal vector, and if I specify this as the direction of that particular object, so what is the direction of the object? It is lying in the direction of, or I can say it is lying in the plane xy axis. So I can tell it is lying in xy plane. So this is the view plane with respect to which the normal vector is being represented. So this is the direction which is perpendicular to that particular view plane. You can see this view plane is actually perpendicular to xy plane or xy axis. This can be defined in another form as well. I can define normal vector as dxn, gyn, as well as dzn. Do remember this? Dxn, dyn, as well as dzn. What is the other name of normal vector when it comes to the parameters of 3D viewing is other name, as I told, it can be defined as dxn, dyn, as well as dzm. That basically represents the direction in which the particular view plane is being represented. That is, it is perpendicular to the view plane. Okay, that is the definition of normal vector. So what happens in this is that the whatever the view plane which is being represented here. So as I have taken this as an example, this is a view plane which is being represented. It is actually a film with respect to the camera, which is focused towards the reference point, which basically tells if you are pointing a camera with respect to some direction, the view plane is actually normal with respect to that particular direction where the camera is being placed. Look out the points which are being represented in the PPT. Normal vector should be perpendicular to the view plane. Whatever the view plane, if this is at the direction, it should be perpendicular to the view plane. Orientation of the view plane as well as the direction for the positive Z view axis can be defined with the view plane normal vector n. That is nothing but the definition of normal vector n. So this is how normal vectors comes into consideration while performing 3D viewing. Then there is something called as VWAP vector. So what is this VWAP? VWAP vector is basically, as now we studied a normal vector. With respect to normal vector, how if there is some adjustment with respect to the input you want to do with respect to the image, then you can consider VWAP vector. Once we have chosen a view plane normal vector, as I told, we can set the direction for the view of vector v. That is, with the help of normal vector n, there is a direction can be chosen with respect to the vector v. This kind of vector is basically used to give the direction. I can tell a positive direction for the representative axis is there. Suppose there is xy axis represented here. Here, this is the input which is represented as v. This is n. This is the direction of the normal vector given here. So with the help of this, you can find out the direction with the help of the normal vector n. The direction is being found with the help of VWAP vector. So you can just tell what is VWAP vector, or I can tell it as a view distance as well, with the help of which you find out a direction or you set a direction so that you can perform viewing very efficiently. What is the resultant of this VWAP vector is, excuse me, students, the resultant of VWAP vector is basically a positive direction with respect to the different axes. In this example, check out, there is an establishment of a positive direction with respect to y axis, that is this axis. There is an direction with respect this, I can call this as an direction which is being adjusted with respect to the y axis. So this is called as VF vector. You are just finding out the distance as well as direction with respect to some axes. Then we have something called as viewing distance. This is almost related to the previous part, that is view up vector. What is this viewing distance? Basically, viewing distance is nothing but the length of the line segment of that particular object is referred as viewing distance. Length of the directed line segment, that is, if this is an object with respect to some point, you are referring the normal vector. The length of the line segment from this object to the normal vector is being referred as a viewing distance. Distance between the object view reference point and the view plane. Suppose this is the view plane you have represented here. The distance between this point to this particular view plane is actually called as viewing distance, that is r there. Suppose this is an object which is being represented here with respect to three-dimension view, that is x, y as well as z. This is the reference point P, and the initial point P naught, with respect to which you are defining the viewing plane with respect to x, y as well as z view. Now I have defined a normal vector here. So this part, whatever the reference point as well as initial point distance is being defined, so this distance is actually called as viewing distance, where the object is viewed with respect to some particular plane. So this is about viewing distance. A viewing distance is basically represented in the format of r. So this is the another parameter with respect to 3D viewing coordinate. Then we have something called as UVN viewing coordinate reference frame. This is actually a reference frame. So what is this UVN coordinate reference frame is? This is actually formed when unit vectors are being formed with the help of different projections. Basically, if, as I told, there are different views. With respect to X view, U coordinate is being formed. With respect to Y view, V coordinate is formed. With respect to Z view, N coordinate is formed. So this is how the representation of UVN viewing coordinate is done. This type of coordinate system is formed with these unit vectors, which is often described as UVN viewing coordinate reference frame. I can call these formation of terms here as unit vectors. Unit vectors in the sense individual vectors, that is u, v as well as n. So as I told, these are the three different axes with the help of which a viewing plane is being displayed with respect to the different coordinate reference frames. As I told, with respect to each axis, a single unit vector is defined. That is, this is one unit vector. With respect to another axis, this unit vector is defined. With respect to another axis, this unit vector is defined. So this is how a unit vectors are defined with the help of coordinate reference frames. So we have representation of UVN viewing coordinate reference frame also, which is represented as same terms UVN. How U is being defined? It is defined with respect to the vector, that is a normal vector V with respect to the number of unit vectors there, and then modulus of those, which is given as ux, uy as well as uz. Similarly, n is defined. Similarly, v is defined, where v is nothing but the product of n and u. Okay, so this is how the representation of UVN viewing coordinate reference frame is done with respect to three-dimensional objects. So that was all about the parameters which we have studied with respect to the 3D viewing. So I'll just brush up what are the parameters. This is actually an 8 to 10 marker question that is explain 3D viewing coordinate parameters. The first is view, the second is view plane, the third is position, the fourth is view reference point, the sixth normal vector, seventh is view up vector, eight is viewing distance, and the last is UVN viewing coordinate reference frames. So totally there are 9 different 3D viewing coordinate parameters we need to remember with respect in terms of your internals as well as externals. If the question arises for 8 marks, explain the 3D viewing coordinate parameters, you need to explain all the 9 parameters as well. Or if it is asked for 4 to 6 marks, you can explain any 5 or 6 parameters with respect to each. Then we will move on to the next part, that is transformation from world to weaving coordinate. So what is this transformation? We'll check out. As I told, transformation is nothing but another meaning of conversion. Do remember what is this transformation with respect to world coordinate to a weaving coordinate is? It is nothing but conversion of an object from world coordinates to weaving coordinates, which are basically obtained with the help of some sequences. In this condition, in this conversion, we'll basically use two sequence, that is conversion sequence. One is translation as well as apply rotation. The first is translate the view reference point to the origin. That is the first point you need to remember. You are just translating a point with respect to the origin, and then you are applying rotation on that particular transformation. In conversion of weaving world coordinates to weaving coordinates, these are the two important aspects you need to remember. One is transformation of the object with respect to some reference point, and then rotation of that particular object with respect to some parameters. So check out how weaving coordinates, that is weaving coordinates output. Before you get the weaving coordinate output, there is some transformation applied, which is actually an weaving transformation. So this is basically the 3D pipeline which we saw. These are basically the what I can say steps which we saw in 3D 3D weaving pipeline, right? So the highlighted, which are highlighted in blue colors, basically comes under in the transformation of world coordinates to weaving coordinates, where first in model transformations, basically as we studied, conversion of 3D world coordinate system is done. Then conversion of those coordinates with respect to 3D weaving coordinates is done. Then each coordinate is being represented in the projection transformation with the help of 2D weaving coordinate system. Then finally, after clipping, you will get the viewport, that is the edited window of that particular object is being represented in the viewport transformation. Then how this conversion happens, do check here. As I told, the transformation from world coordinates to weaving coordinates is basically done with the help of transformations. There are 4 different transformations which are actually related to your 3D pipeline. One is model transformation, weaving transformation, projection, as well as viewport transformation. So these are the 4 important transformations you need to remember with respect to the world coordinates as well as weaving coordinates. So this is the initial value you give, that is P of X, Y as well as Z as an input for the model transformation. I can tell these are model coordinates, that are the inputs given to the model transformation. As we know, the modeling coordinates are the inputs for the model transformations, which are actually represented in the form of 3D object. That is, 3D object coordinates are passed as an input to the model transformation, where you get 3D world coordinate as an output of the model transformation. If you want to perform weaving transformation, you need to give as an input as 3D world coordinate, so that you will get a 3D weaving coordinate. So you need not confuse it. You can check out object to world coordinate, world to weaving coordinate with the help of weaving transformation, weaving to projection coordinate with the help of projection transformation. Finally, with the help of viewport transformation, you are converting projection coordinates to device coordinates. So this will be your output. That is an implementation part of all the 3 transformation is been represented in X dash comma Y dash. Look out how these transformations outputs, that are the coordinates represented in diagrams. Suppose these are the 3 different planes, that is XYZ plane, which is being represented here. The first object, I can refer this object as an 3D weaving coordinate, that is the output of weaving transformation represented in XY plane. If you are considering this as a Z plane, 3D object coordinate is represented here as well. So the world coordinates comes basically outside the axes, which is not included in the three axes, that is x, y, z. So this is the simple representation of transformation with respect to world to weaving coordinates. So you can check out here. Here is the world coordinate. After conversion, the weaving coordinate you get in this plane, that is xy plane. Then how this weaving transformation happens with respect to the world coordinates to weaving coordinates. Basically, as I told, the input for the weaving transformation is the world coordinates, that is three-dimensional world coordinates. Basically, these terms are eliminated with respect to some area of that particular object, which is actually an exception with respect to weaving transformation. These are the two basic important topics I can say you need to remember with respect to transformation from world to weaving coordinates, where you'll get the desired output with respect to that particular projection, which I can represent it in the form of weaving transformation. Then let's see how the sequence happens with respect to world coordinates to weaving coordinates. So the previous slides, whichever is been represented, those are the initial steps, or I can say the basic concepts you need to remember with respect to the transformation. So as I told, how the sequence works, first translation happens with respect to some reference point at the origin, and then we'll be applying rotations on it. So we'll check out how this excuse me, how this is done. So as I told, the first step is translate the view reference point to the origin of the world coordinate system. Suppose you are considering some origin point with respect to some reference point, you should first perform the world coordinate, that is conversion with respect to that particular origin with respect to that particular reference point. You are considering some reference point as an backup with respect to the model. Then you are applying rotation so that alignment of all the different axes, that is x, y, z, with respect to world coordinates, that is weaving coordinate axes, are being replaced or aligned with this, that is world coordinate axes respectively. Suppose, check out, these are the reference point x, y, z with respect to the weaving coordinates, not weaving coordinates, sorry, with respect to world coordinates, which are being actually replaced with respect to weaving coordinates. But check out the second points, because you are applying rotations, you should align weaving axes with respect to world axes. So with respect to this weaving axes, these points are being represented here. That is world coordinate axis, that is x, y, as well as z is represented here. Simultaneously, there are three different examples given with respect to transformation of world coordinates to weaving coordinate. It basically depends on which axis you are defining, if it is x-axis, y-axis, or z-axis. Then there is a sequence, as I told, sequence, how the transformation happens with respect to it is, as I told, first step was translate the view reference point to the origin of the world coordinate systems, that is with respect to a reference point x0, y0, as well as z0. So this is the representation we saw. So the matrix form of that particular transformation, that is translation, is given by all the identity metrics or where the diagonal is represented in the form of 1, and then this is the representation of translation with respect to the reference point x0, y0, and z0, which lies on different planes there. So this is the representation, that is matrix representation of transformation sequence. There's the second sequence with respect to coordinates to weaving coordinates. So what happens in some angle which is being should be performed. So how the rotation happens is, in the first step, there are three different steps in rotation as well. In the first step, you are rotating the particular object around the world coordinates x-axis to bring zv, that is nothing but the weaving coordinates with respect to xz plane. If suppose if you take an example of x-axis, if you want to rotate the world coordinate, that is with respect to x-axis, you need to consider the z-axis as well with respect to x as well as z plane. That is, if you want to rotate this, you should consider this, and you should consider both the planes, that is x as well as z plane. Simultaneously, if you want to convert or rotate the world YW axis, you should align both the viewing as well as world coordinate axes with respect to each other. That the basics of this tells is, if you are using one plane with respect to some one coordinate with respect to x, that should be linked with another axis as well. If you are using y, it should be linked with z or x. If you are using z, it should be linked with x or y. So this is how rotation happens with respect to conversion of world coordinates to waving coordinates. So this is the matrix representation of rotation with respect to world coordinates to waving coordinates, where you have represented it in the form of UVN coordinate reference frame with respect to three different axes, and the one represent the identity matrix as well. So this is how the transformation from world coordinates to waving coordinate happens. Then, as I told, this is an exception case how to calculate UVN vectors with respect to UVN coordinate reference frames. If you are using this system in the transformation of rotation, how to calculate UVN? We studied this in the initial stages, that is in the previous slides, how to calculate UVN. So this is how. So what does this UVN vectors indicate? N basically indicates the normal vector, as we saw. V indicates the view up vector. U indicates both N and view, which is perpendicular to that particular plane. So this is how the rotation is being represented with respect to UVN system. So this is the slide. If you ask how to calculate UVN, sir, so this is the representation how to calculate UVN with respect to all the coordinate reference frames. Then this is the basic representation of transformation with respect to world coordinates to waving coordinates, where we saw how to perform, how we represented rotation as well as translation here. Then how to calculate this transformation with respect to world coordinates to waving coordinate is, you're just taking the product of both the matrices, where you get the final matrix in this format. So that was all about transformation with respect to world coordinates to waving coordinates. It is actually an 6-marker question, or I can say it can be asked for 8 markers as well. That is transformation from world coordinates to waving coordinates with respect to 3D weaving. Okay, so that was about the transformation. Then we'll come on to the actual topics of your module 4, that is projection. What does it, what do you people mean by projection? The simple definition of projection. Anyone from the class? Simple definition of projection. You are almost in the module 4. So tell me, what is projection? No one? Don't know what is projection? Then we are almost completed so many laboratory programs as well. Okay. To tell a projection, to define projection in the simple terms, I can tell it is an presentation of some images, right, onto some surfaces. Suppose if you are taking an example of cinema screen, such as theaters, I can call the projector is been projecting some light onto the screen, right? So that kind of incidence happening with respect to the screen is actually called as projection. The best example of projection is your projector, which we use in classrooms. That is where the actual projection happens. Projection of videos, slides, PPTs, different images are being projected onto your screen. So that is called as projection. So coming on to the technical definition of projection with respect to computer graphics, it basically means the transformation of 3D area into 2D, that is two-dimensional area. I can tell projection as a conversion because whatever the data is being stored into the device or the center of projection, which is actually called as an storage. If I tell what is a projector, projector is nothing but a converter, right? In the class, what we used to do, I used to connect my laptop to the projector, where the my initial device was my laptop, which consists of all the data. I need to project that data onto the screen. I used to use the converter, right? That is nothing but the projector, with the help of which I used to project the data onto the screen. So I can call whatever the data which is being stored in my laptop it as an three-dimensional area. That is nothing but the area which is being covered with respect to the device. I can call it as a three-dimensional area, which it is converting into two-dimensional area. That is nothing but projection. I can tell projection as the conversion of 3D area into 2D area. Suppose check out the example here. View plane. This is the view plane which has been represented. This is center of projection. So these are lines represent the projectors with respect to which the object is being projected onto the screen. If I consider the projector example, so this is my laptop, center of projection. View plane is the projector, and the screen which is being which basically shows you the data is actually the final destination, where the process happening here, the conversion of this to this, is actually called as projection. So that is a simple definition of projection, that is conversion of 3D space or the 3D area into 2D area. Then we have some taxonomy with respect to projections. That is the different types of projections. As I told in the previous slides, there are two types of projections. One is parallel projection, and the other one is perspective projection. So these are the two important projections you need to remember. This might be asked for 4 markers each. With the help of definition of projection, totally 10 markers. This is actually a 10 marker question, the projection part. So we'll check out how the taxonomy is being divided. First, the planar geometric projection, that is projection, is being divided into two parts. One is parallel projection and the perspective projection. The syllabus of your computer graphics for you people is just ends still here. That is two types, parallel as well as perspective projection. But in the old scheme, or I can say in the old syllabus, all the three all the projections taxonomy was included actually, but for you people, only two types of projections have been included. So for your information, I am just checking out what are the taxonomies of these two projections. As I told, two types of projections are parallel and perspective projection. Each projection has its own taxonomy. If suppose a parallel projection is defined into two types, that is orthographic as well as oblique, where these taxonomies of these other projections has its own taxonomy, its own rules as well as own types, which basically represents the top front side of that particular object with respect to some device which is actually called as axonometric device. Then oblique projections actually consist of three different types with respect to the different object. Then perspective projection, it basically has three types with respect to which the taxonomy works is with respect to different points, with respect to 1, 2, 3 points. So this is how the taxonomy of projection is being divided. Then, as I told, our computer graphic package generally support two different types of projections. One is parallel projection and the other is perspective projection. We have seen a program related to perspective projection. What does perspective projection does? It basically defines the different types of views with respect to the object. So that is the simple definition of perspective projection. So these are the two types of projections in computer graphics. Suppose check out, this is a simple representation where I am defining three different axes, x, y as well as z. So if I consider the Z plane here, this axis, I can tell the projection of this particular axis can be projected to some area as well, which is, if I tell this as a front side, towards the back side, if you turn, this area will be visible. So that kind of projections can be handled in computer graphics with these two types. So the first type is parallel projection. I will just define what parallel projection is, and we'll check out in detail in next class what parallel and perspective projection is. Basically, parallel projection I can call it as a parallel projection only when some coordinates are being discarded with respect to some lines. Here, basically, the intersection remains very important. First point you need to remember with respect to parallel projection is some coordinates are being discarded so that you will get a better plane in the final resultant. And then intersection of view planes is very important with respect to parallel projections. What is the meaning of parallel? I can tell to be simpler, it is simultaneous projection or as well, where two angles are being represented in the similar format. So this is how the simple terms with us. These are some of the simple terms with respect to parallel